Okay, we are recording. Da da da. All right, let me do another break for her. Welcome to Beastie Besties with Jay and Lo, the podcast where we share publishing updates, laughs, and all the new news in our world. On today's episode, we have some super fun friends joining us. In a little bit, we have Jess Novak, who will be talking about all the excitement she has going on, including the Fire Fest and her relaunch of her book, Dare to Begin. And we even jump back to her old manuscript, I think, which is something that I had totally forgotten about. And then we are going to talk to John Simone. Will also be joining us, and we'll talk about his book, who was co-authored by his sister Wendy. And what's the other author's name, Jess?
Bill Humber.
Thank you. And then we hit their book. It's called Tex Simone, The Man Who Saved Baseball in Syracuse, which is a really, really great read, whether you are a baseball fan or not, about the love of a father. So
Can confirm.
Can't wait for that segment a little bit. And yeah, welcome.
Well, yeah, I definitely know very little about any sports ball, and I loved the book. I mean, there's some stuff they were talking about. I'm like, I don't know what these words mean. These are sports terms, but still, it is so much fun, and it's got a lot of heart and a lot of love in it, which is great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as we like to keep our focus on happy and lovely things, we like to talk about our grateful fours, which is something Laura keeps us on track with in our weekly meetings, just so we could remember those little things that add the sparkle to our life and make everything just a bit more glittery. I guess I will start this week. So I just had the honor of having Ms. Laura with me for, what was it, 7 or 8 days out here?
Yeah.
We did some strategic planning and, year-end finance stuff. And we also had an opportunity to have some fun. We got to see Labyrinth in the theater for the 40th anniversary special, which was great. And I'm sure we'll get into that a little more later and just the nonsense surrounding it. So those were 2 huge things for me. And also I finally bought a house last week. So after being semi-serious with Denver for the last 10 years, we've now made it official and I'm going to be a resident. It's great. I'm so excited.
I love that. I'm so excited for that for you. I feel like, you found your home, New York City. I found my home in Brooklyn. And,
yeah,
it's a good feeling to
yeah.
find your place.
Seriously, I mean, and not to drag y'all too much into my drama, but 2024 was a little rough. I lost my dad, and then a few months later, I lost our family home to the hurricane. So I've been kind of bouncing around, seeing where I needed to land, and the 2 feet just happened to pick the Denver area again. So here we are.
Yeah. Yep, everything comes back around if you wait long enough, and I'm excited for you. As for my grateful fours, I am grateful for Amazon's return policy. In case you don't know, it is uber easy to order stuff and send it back now. So I've been on the hunt for the perfect blender to make my smoothies, and I'm on my 4th one. The first one, I was chewing the kale that I tried to put in it. The second one, it couldn't even try. It was sad. The third one was actually a really brand name product. I'm not even going to trash them because it's just, I didn't like the model. And then their customer service, rather than sending me their answer, responded to me right away, but then said, you need to call us. And I said, yeah, it's easier to return. So thank you for that. And so return away I am. And now today I'm waiting for my 4th one. So that's my first grateful for.
Didn't the last one kind of have like throwing knives, like the blades removed out of the bottom of it or something? And they're very sharp.
There's this new thing in blenders called a hybrid blender where the blade box is not attached to the pitcher. So here I am, blades out, which I'm a clumsy person. I have a burn on my arm from cooking the other day. I'm just constantly, so blades and knives and things, I'm afraid of them. And so if it's not secured within the thing, I don't really want to touch it. So that was another kicker. It was just like, nope, I'm not keeping it. Anyway, next one's coming and it is traditional blade and pitcher style. So we're fingers crossed for me on this one. And then, so that's number 1. Number 2, I am so grateful for all of the people that I have either never met or have met briefly who were such huge supporters of everything that I'm trying to do. I get messages from people on my photography Instagram account, people that, I've never actually met in person who are Happy New Year and how's it going? And it feels really nice. And sometimes it just happens. I think any of you who start your own content, Facebook, Instagram, you'll find that once you start creating things, you'll get more support from people you've just met than the people you've known your entire life. But it doesn't mean that they're not there supporting. It just doesn't, I don't know, for whatever reason, like strangers are very likely to be like, that's awesome. I love what you're doing. And whereas I think people that know you forever are like, what are you doing? It's a different reaction. But anyway, super grateful for those people. So I just wanted to shout them out. You know who you are. And actually, you know what? I will do one by name. Shifty to Nightchild, I love you. We've never met in person. But this woman, we share uplifting women empowerment. Sometimes she just sends me funny stuff.
And I got to meet Shifty. Shifty's awesome at SFS.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Take that back. She's one of the briefly met persons. I met her one time at that one event. And
yeah, yes. Shifty rules.
So yeah, I wanted to shout that out because, you know, this podcast is all about best friends and we will get into other episodes about what they are and how you get them. But she's a best friend that I've just never even, I have met, but I haven't actually spent time with, I guess.
That was such a whirlwind day too. I mean, everything that was going on.
And this too is how best friends compliment each other. When you have a horrible memory and you're like, I never met this person. Your friend's like, oh yeah, you did. Oh yeah, thank you. Okay.
I mean, I don't remember what I did yesterday,
makes
honestly,
sense how she came into my life.
No, Shifty made a huge impression on me. Like, yeah, no, super cool person.
Yes. And then third thing that I am grateful for is Netflix. It's winter here. It has been winter here in New York for it feels like forever, and I'm just hibernating, and Netflix has been a saving grace in this time. So that's I
gotta say, out of all the streaming platforms, I like their setup the best, and their algorithms actually recommend content to me that I like. I watched that cartoon Hilda and was just like, this is perfect for me. I think this is adorable. By the end of it, I'm crying at a cartoon again.
Right. Yeah, and then like diving back into the deeper love of them, I had worked for Blockbuster Music specifically, and I was not a fan, and so I wish I had jumped on their stock when I first joined. If I had got their stock when I first joined as a member, oh my gosh! But
one of our friends did. We won't name names, but yes, it's served them well.
I'm jealous. But let's shift into intentions because
oh dear,
maybe don't be jealous if other people should be on the list. What I wanted to talk about today was, though, I did a quick peek back at intentions from our first year, which we're going into our fourth year with these.
Oh, with the intentions. Yeah.
And they're similar. They're very similar to what they still are today.
That tracks. I mean, we haven't changed much in the last 30 years of being friends. So, yeah.
But what I did notice is that the beginning of the very first one, it had the last thing we had on there was an intention about giving, because we had a word of the year, which was giving. Yeah. And we have failed to follow through with the word of the year. So I thought maybe that's something we should revisit. It's still early.
Yeah. I'm going to have to sit on that one because for me, it's like, you know, I feel like a broken record because I think the last time we met on this platform, I was talking about how I had just moved and now I'm moving again this week. For me, there might be something in there, maybe, I don't want to say around productivity, but maybe in like settling in the right way, like settling in and being present. I
was thinking settling in was in my
head. Yeah, right? Like,
because I'm doing that too with moving into this apartment.
Yeah.
The last place I was in it was not unsafe. It was not whatever, but I had a tiny room that I was confined to. And I just constantly felt like I had to be somewhere else. I got to be somewhere else. Thankfully had the co-working space with the SFS partnership and was always like going to the office or going to a coffee shop. And now I'm here and I love this space.
Yeah.
And I have room to do podcasts and thing, which I didn't have before. It's like, but transitioning from that constant need to be somewhere else to settling in here is not been easy.
No, it's very different because as much of a people person as I can be, I need to recharge my batteries a lot. So then the lone wolf comes and tags in. So I really enjoy having my own space. But then again, it's like, I need to be mindful that I don't fall into just being the weird little like hermit crab in my shell that I am here and just not isolate too much because, you know, then I go out in public, I'm like, oh yeah, you're being way too weird out here. Like dial it back a little bit, Jess, you're with the people now. So it is interesting kind of, well, we call ourselves the pivot princesses, right? So like finding new spaces and new ways to settle in.
Yeah. So so you're watching intentions being born in real time here. So I think if it's settling in without getting stuck.
Don't settle, but settle in.
Yes. We'll refine this for next time. Yeah. But this is how intentions are made. We have something that we need to work on. And then how do we put a phrase around it and revisit it often throughout the year.
And to be totally transparent, when we first revisiting our intentions when she was visiting here, I was not in the best of moods. And so I had my grumpy pants on, and she's like, let's talk about intentions. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't even know what, and like clearly needed, but just like blank in the face about even what to think of or what we should work on. So it is nice that they're being born here live.
Yes, and it is another reason why it's important to visit them often. It needs to be a habit, not something that because otherwise you won't do them when you need them the most.
Completely.
Yeah. Our other intention for this year was to keep this podcast going. So it's episode number 4, rocking it.
Yeehaw! Everything just, it just keeps coming back to like Young Guns too, since we just watched that. Mount up.
Right. Well, before we dive into that, let's get our new news out of the way. And why don't you do the congratulations for Tex?
Oh yeah. So John Simone will be joining us a little bit later, and we're very grateful for him. He recommended Glenn Gomez Adams to come and do a book with us. So if you send a pal over to the herd, you get a little bit of a reward. So thank you so much, John and Wendy, for introducing us to Gomez, and his wife came along too, Kim. Just super great people that we're happy to have in the herd. A lot of fun to work with. Cool stories, all very diverse stories. So got a little bit of something for everyone.
So we were grateful to send them their referral check. And if you know somebody who needs an author or needs a publisher, you have an author who needs a publisher, send them our way. And you could also receive a shout out and a referral check.
We're very fun to work with.
So people are saying. And we've got exciting things coming for this year. And the first thing I think of next is AWP.
Oh yeah, that's going to be here before we know it. We're hitting AWP in Baltimore early March.
Yeah, so that's
here we go.
It'll be time this comes out, it'll be a month away. And I'm not sure if at that time we will still have any space for authors, and we have space for 2 volunteers. If you live in the Baltimore area or know a student who would like to come and hang with us at the table and just help talk to people as they come by or point out books or whatever, you can send them our way. And, we're all about the community and our authorpreneurs and building more than just, here's your book, see ya, which is very standard in this publishing world. And so, come hang with us in Baltimore. And if you can't make it there, hang with us in our authorpreneur community. We have so many great resources there, guest speakers, checklists. I mean, there's so many checklists that our authors get confused. Where can I find this? It's lost in a list, a sea of other checklists and guides and stuff that are there. And so we try to make sure as someone asks us a question, we go, okay, cool, let's make a whole FAQ guide around it. So you have all the information that you need. And the cool thing is you can join for 2 weeks for free and just check it out.
Yeah, just come on by, hang out, get some resources, make some friends, see if it's for you. I mean, and back to AWP, any volunteers that would love to come, it's a great opportunity for you as well. You're not just going to be stuck at the booth chit-chatting with people, which is also a great time. There's, I think, usually around 1,500 to 2,000 vendors that show up for this.
Just vendors. There's 10,000
vendors. Yeah. So there are plenty of tables to stop by. A lot of them will be talking about, when they're open for submissions or anything like that. So it is an excellent chance to network and make some new friends.
Yeah. So AWP, come join us. It's going to be great. And we can't wait to report back to you in the next episode how it went. And so other than that, our other big thing we have this year.
If spring isn't your thing, come hang out with us in summer.
Please, our retreat at Greek Peak is going to be amazing. If you've never been, it is a ski resort in the summer. If you've never done that before, it's super fun because you get to go and explore in nature where normally people are skiing. And so there's ski lifts and there's activities. They have a coaster. And so those are things you can do on the side or bring your family and do. A lot of writing retreats are just for the writers. There's not a chance to bring your family, so you have to be away from them. This is a chance in summer. You can come bring your kids, your family, let them do their thing, let them have fun. There's an indoor pool for them to play in, and then you can come hang with us to do the activities and the presentations. And we have some amazing speakers we'd like to shout out. So Jess, you want to read these or me?
Well, yeah, definitely. I think we can tag team this for sure. But I always thought of these writing retreats or these author retreats as something where you just kind of sit in a room and quietly kind of hammer away at your keyboard and, pushing out content and, maybe sharing your papers with other people and things like that. But this is a little different. It's a lot more like hands-on technical experience kind of situations, like not just the writing side of things. which is why we have these wonderful guest speakers like Dr. Louisa Kay, who is just an absolutely fantastically wonderful human to talk to. You will just want to sit and speak with her for hours. She has great stories, so much heart. She's an amazing prenatal doctor and author of Push Then Breathe. And her focus when she's speaking is going to be talking about the mechanics of building your author business and branding. So, and you'll trust me, you'll love her.
Yeah, she's great at it. She does Barnes & Noble book tours. She's got great banners and marketing and posting and blogs all the time. So she's really got like how you professionalize yourself down. So she'll be great. Then we have Georgia Popoff, who is an award-winning author, poet. She's been actively involved at a high level with the Pen Women, which is a 100-year-old organization of writers. She does the Downtown Writers Committee in Syracuse, and she's just constantly doing author-writer things. And she's just awesome and a high energy. So she'll be there talking about imposter syndrome. There's this thing that happens after you publish your book. You have to tell people, I'm a published author, and there's a reason you should buy my book or listen to me. And so a lot of people struggle with getting past that. So the reason that they aren't selling their books is they really don't have the means to professionally or confidently talk about themselves and what they do or why they're the expert on this thing. So she's going to cover that. And then we have my other Beastie Bestie business partner, Aldea Gerard. She's co-owner of Hey Alec Productions with me. And this woman is a beast when it comes to creating content. So she's going to not only teach you how to use Canva, she's going to give you the templates. She's going to teach you you will leave here with the ability to go home and make stuff. You're going to be able to edit your videos. You're going to know how you do the stuff. She's actually going to the Canva Create conference and even learning more information before you meet her. So she knows everything that you need to know about doing this.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. You give her I've been building a website as long as I've been making a book. And I sat down with Aldea and just gave her a few little clues on what I liked. And she built me the most perfect, wonderful, magical, fantastical, nonsensical, perfect website. I mean, she's so talented.
Yeah. So that alone, these three people alone are reason to come and get your money's worth. And
then we have everyone's favorite cheerleader, Roxanne. We love Roxanne. So she's the author of Catherine's Dream, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone hustle as hard as this woman. She shows up with a smile and just like has your back and pumps you up. She is the best hype girl in town.
Yes. And she's going to teach you how to set up your table. She's been doing this a long time, and she's done hundreds of events and tables, and she knows how to get in the doors. She knows how to apply for them. She knows how to set up your table, what to have on your table. And so we're going to set this up as an actual hands-on activity. So it won't just be sitting and listening. It will be fun, whether we're drawing out mapping or doing cardboard cutouts or something. It's going to be like this whole event. And this is all happening under a tent outdoors. Like it is indoor, outdoor, beautiful. You will see the surroundings while you're doing this. We're not stuck in a stuffy conference room. So just picture that. Picture like I'm learning how to build my author business and website and how to get from A to Z so much faster. But I'm also just enjoying the couple of days where I am.
Well, completely. And then by the time you're done, like learning stuff all day long, you can just go take a beautiful walk around the lake and through the woods and just kind of integrate all that information and decompress a little bit because it's going to be a lot, but then you can recharge outside. It's beautiful property.
Yeah. And we're going to feed you for nearly all of the meals, not everyone. And then we're going to have a movie night. So you can bring your family and go off and do stuff with them. Or we have activities. You will never be alone. You'll always have the herd for the entire time to come hang with us. Yeah. And then Sunday bonus, there's a VIP. You can get extra just hands-on time, whether you need to learn how to set up for your taxes. We are not experts, but we will help you get from A to Z and help you have the questions for your tax person. If you need to build your website, we will sit with you and actually do it. If you need to learn how to do the content, Aldea will still be there to help you personify your exact brand, blah, blah, blah. It's going to just be practical and implementable. So you will get your money's worth.
And if you'd like to come and bask in the glory of the Oxford comma, I will be there to help you with some editing and just some kind of tips and tricks and things to look out for. Things like that.
So we have a killer team who are all very actionable, are going to help you just take your author life to the next level. And so it's available on the website. Early bird is extended till February 15th. So if this comes out on the 3rd, you've got about 2 weeks to make that happen. And yeah, we hope to see you there.
Definitely. It's going to be a great time. And then you get to become part of the herd for life. You know, I mean, we're always here and that's just it. Like, I don't think our word of the year being giving years ago, we've still kind of kept that going. That's been an undercurrent of our situation here yeah.
For sure. And there's other bonuses and other things for signing up. So just go check all that out on the website at, www.wildebeestpublishing.com, and then scroll down to the retreat and all the information is there, including payment options and things like that.
And wildebeest is a tricky one too. It is Beest, not Beast, which I didn't know until she started this company. So
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, and to your point about the website too, and giving, if you want to do this yourself, you can. We have all the resources right on the website. So go ahead, go ham. We've had an author that did it herself after working with us. Caitlin Marquardt, we love you. And it's there, but we're also here to help.
Yes. All right, Jess. Well, it looks like our friends are here.
Hello, friends.
So, as we mentioned earlier, we have Jess Novak and John Simone with us, and we are super excited to get into it with them. Jess, if you want to, they're both Jess N, so I can't even do Jess and Jess N. It's Jess Novak and Jess Nidings. Jess number 1 and Jess number 2.
Never gets confusing, and we're both brunettes. What are we going to do?
So, Jess N, if you want to ask Jess N questions, go for it.
Oh, hi, Jess N. It's Jess N. So you came to us through Laura. How did you two actually meet?
We met through a friend, Missy, who I feel like she just said, you both are really ambitious. You should talk. And then we proved how ambitious we are because we're like, yep, we're going to do a book now. And that's it. We're going to do all kinds of projects together and take over the world.
Yes. And that was several years ago. And you know what? Missy is the one who introduced us to Kyle also. So thank you, Missy. We love you.
She's magical.
We love you too, Kyle.
So yes, and we have been fast friends ever since. And I think all I said was like, have you written a book? And then it just poof appeared.
Yep, exactly. It was so easy. I was like, well, I can help you with that. Off we went.
So easy, said nobody ever. And I think if memory serves, you talked to Laura and then a couple weeks later you came back with your second book, with Dare to Begin, because you had the other manuscript you've been working on. That's amazing. Yep. I haven't even started mine. So of course I'm impressed. You just did that fast?
It's good and bad. Yeah. My husband always says it's bad when he says an idea that's just a very baby idea, and I'm like, yeah, I did it. Here you go. What do you think? And he's like, I was not ready for that. This was the beginning, but I just like to run.
Well, I mean, you came to the right people then, since it is Run Wild here. And Laura, go ahead.
Yeah. So we talked about publishing the book. You wrote the book. I guess you already had a manuscript that you were hunting around. Are you still hunting that? What's happening with that one?
Still hunting. So, the real issue is that Dare to Begin is so easy to sell and talk about because it's my life and what happened and how I got here, and it's inspirational. But the book I wrote that before that is a fiction book, and it's much more serious and probably startling to a lot of people. It would probably be shocking. So I really wanted to get it presented in the right way. I might even use a different name on that book. It's just such a big departure from who I am, but I think it still sends the same message of empowerment, what it's like being a female in the music industry, those kinds of topics.
That's exciting. I actually just had my hands on the manuscript this morning and I put it into a bag, so I'm going to start reading it. It survived the flood at my house, so we shall talk soon about it.
Please, I can't wait to hear
I'm so excited. Yeah, no, I'm so excited to jump in finally.
I love it.
And I honestly had totally forgot about it. I did read it, and it's a great read, and it is a big departure from what you would expect from Jess, especially if you did read Dare to Begin. It's totally different genre and just concept and everything, but it's really bold and well done. So I'm excited for that to come to life at some point. But tell us about Dare to Begin. So we literally, like we said, the idea was put forth. You grabbed it, ran with it, just like Big Magic. You were like, oh, there's an idea floating. I'll take that one. And then made it happen. And so what was publishing with us like for that? How did that feel versus your expectations?
Oh, man, you made it so easy. It was amazing because I feel like you had the idea. I hadn't thought originally to do something about my life. I didn't think it was so spectacular to do it. And then when you gave me the idea, I think it was around the time I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, if we're doing it, we're doing it. And we're doing it right now. So it all moved so quickly. And you were just right there with me to yep, just keep it going. And this is what's next. It felt, I know you said it, and it said no one ever, it was easy, but it really was. It really was just
awesome.
It felt very natural and everybody worked together beautifully, and boom, there it was. And I'm so proud of that book.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
They say, write about what you know. That's the first thing maybe you should write about if you're wanting to write or stuck or whatever. Take that complicated thing, put it to the side, write what you know, and then come back to that thing, which is exactly what you're doing. So then we published, now you're both rock star and published author. So, what has life been like since then?
Because it's rock star, author, and mom. Like, wow, just wow. It's really just like constantly changing. Yesterday I was at a children's museum. Today I'm rehearsing and playing violin. Then I want to work on my book and start getting more ideas with the title and everything on the new book because I can't sit still. And so it's just constantly shifting, but it makes it really exciting. I'm never bored, and it's all things I love and can't wait to do and can't wait to work on. So I feel really lucky, yeah, that my life is just like constant fun. It's great.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that because I've just been granted a big project. I bought a house last week. So I'm really excited to get my office set up and, just start doing projects there and then really focusing on book projects and stuff too. So it's nice to have a couple different hats to throw on to keep our brains busy and inspired and entertained.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Well, John is here. Let's turn some questions over to John, who is one of the authors of Tex Simone, The Man Who Saved Baseball in Syracuse, which I still love that title.
Yes.
There it is. There it is, the handsome guy. So, John, you wrote this. You had an author write it, and then you had Wendy help you, your sister, with it, because this is about your father. So I think this book deserves a little more of an intro. Tell us about the book.
Yeah, it was something that we always wanted to do when he was alive. When he passed away, it kind of forced us to do something because we didn't have him anymore, and we wanted to keep him around. So we were able to find Bill Humber, who started the process, and as the two of you know, then I kind of got involved. Wendy brought some letters in, and it became a group effort. But it was something we always wanted to do. He wanted to do it, but because he had Alzheimer's at the end, he really didn't know what he really wanted to do. It became, and I think as you two have said, it became kind of a book of like a love story. It really didn't have any risque things in it. It was just how all these people in this community and his family and friends just love the guy.
Yeah, no, and I really appreciated working on that book with y'all so close to losing my father, and just the love and the care and the just hilarious moments that you put in there, especially when we started sprinkling in some of those more personal stories in the end.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing that. And Bill, as we know, and he will admit it, he's kind of a black and white writer. He's a writer of books of chemical spills and things like that. And I think it came out in some of his writing, but we needed a little juice. And Jess, you and I got together and we threw some funny stories in there and kind of perked it up a little bit.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. So tell us also what your experience was like publishing with us. And we have to give shout out to Gomez for introducing Gomez to us, who was on the show last month. Syracuse is such a wonderfully small, connected community. And I think that is how we met. I met Gomez at Funny Bone.
Okay. And I kind of looked for you guys at your old location over in East Syracuse.
Right.
And as I wandered around this office looking for the two of you, couldn't find you. So then I made a phone call and we communicated. And Wendy and I had an interview with you. And I don't know what you guys thought of the two of us, but we said, that's the two people we want to work with. So we found you. It took us a long time to find you. But when we did find you, it ended up being great, and you made it so easy, as everyone has always said about your work, and we just enjoyed it.
I'm laughing because I always reflect back on the choice of wildebeest as our mascot, and if you're on safari and you're trying to find a wildebeest, you're probably not going to find one until the last day before you're ready to go home. So it's fitting. But yeah, we had started with some retail space with a friend who had an office, and then we ditched the office to save costs like everyone else. And just work remotely. But yeah,
it was a beautiful barn.
Yeah, it was a great place for the herd for a moment. And then for you, what has author life been like after having a published book?
Well, I was in the public life for a long time, working with my dad at the stadium and running the baseball team. So people have come up to me later and said, hey, you wrote a book about your dad. So it's really nothing different as far as being a celebrity. But I think, when you write a book, you get that, I think people think you're smarter than you are because they think, wow, this guy can write, he must be smart. But I think it just gives you a different status as an author, even though, to me, it was pretty simple. To you girls, it's really easy. But as far as a status, it kind of like puts you up a little bit. For that, I thank my dad and thank Wendy and Bill and everybody that was involved in it, and of course you two.
It takes a herd, right? I mean,
Yes.
And While it might be easy per se, I've been, writing a book for 10 years and I don't even think I have a chapter finished. So I will commend you all for getting it done. It's just taking that first leap and getting in there. I mean, I loved how much you just ran with it when I said, hey, can we get a little more of this? And you're like, oh, don't worry, Jess, I got you. And you came back with that list of stories. And that was when like the laughter and the tears really started happening reading it. Your dad sounded like an incredible man.
Well, I think one of the things that I think we discuss is the when do you stop? I
Yeah.
mean, I could have kept going on for like another month giving you stories, but at some point we had to stop. And one of the things I look at the book now and saying, geez, I wish I would have added another 30 or 40 pages, but that's what the second book is for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Second book and all the content that you're supposed to make after you publish something. Save
That's right.
something for later. Whew. All right, well, what's next for you guys? Jess, what do you have going on? I know we did a relaunch of Dare to Begin.
Yes, relaunch. People are so excited. The next book is taking excerpts and stories that I've told on Facebook every week, and I'm just going to expand them. It was kind of unexpected that it took off, but people, I don't know, they're just, I think, responding to positive stories on the internet because there's so much negative. So the response has been so great that I'm just going to expand all of those stories and try to give people hope in that book. And at the same time, playing, momming, and my female festival is coming up in March, a really big one. So lots of planning and creating going on here.
I don't know how you do it all. I'm tired with a dog and editing, so.
Thank you.
She's a beast. And tell us, take the chance to shout out Firefest a little bit.
Yeah, the Fire Festival, Females Inspire, Rock, Empower. And we fill rooms with women who create music, art, dance, business, whatever they can think of. And we try to transform different rooms. So hanging their art on the walls, letting them dance, share their own music. And it's been so cool because it's not just like a great day. It turns into this networking event where suddenly all these women are working together in different projects. And now we're expanding. We have an artist coming from Buffalo, a speaker in an organization coming from Albany. We're supporting Vera House. So now it's becoming just like unbelievable how big it's getting and how it's supporting so many communities all of a sudden. It's great.
Well, it is a fire festival, right? So
It
it's
is.
catching.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And we are happy to have a table there again with Roxanne, one of our most faithful fans and friends, to be there supporting, helping us. And John, what's coming up next for you?
Well, as you two probably know, I'm continuing writing. And while my dad's book was a very gentle way of looking at the baseball, I grew up in it from the time I was 5 years old all the way through. And I have so many stories to tell that are going to be really, really interesting. And the two of you are going to have to tell me, I don't know if you can put that in there. So I'm giving you it all and let Jess edit it. And hopefully we'll have something in this calendar year, 2026, to get out again.
So you're saying the baseball gloves are coming off now? And
Definitely. There's going to be a lot of people who want to know if they're in this book.
We're already talking with the attorney to see how far we can go. So don't worry, we got you.
We can always change the names.
I love all of this. We have Jess exposing female experiences in music, and then John, we're going to talk real life and baseball. Let's do it. It's awesome.
Do it. It's time.
And then we are trying something new here. So Jess, you want to drop our surprise question on them?
Yeah, we kind of like to just throw it out there a little bit. And a teacher friend of mine had asked me once, and I thought it was a really interesting question. And she asked, it's her icebreaker for anyone she meets, if you could have anyone, alive or no longer on this earthly plane, narrate your memoir, who would it be? I'll give you all a moment to think about it. And for me, it's Will Arnett because his voice lulls me to sleep and there's just enough snark and sarcasm and kindness in there. So he's always kind of been my go-to. Laura, do you have anybody popping up? I mean, Prince.
I don't think I would want it. He might have to do the soundtrack, but I think that voice-wise, I think I'd have to go with like
oh yeah, he's classic. Another nice gravelly, deep, soothing voice.
Yes.
And
a member of the Dark Force. So
I like that. That's like, that's a plus. That's good. I think I would say my dad. He has a really great voice. He's always been a great speaker, and it would just be special to have him do it. Yeah, maybe some parts he couldn't narrate, but most of it.
He'd have to tag out for a moment and let Paul Giamatti come in.
Yeah, don't talk about that, Dad. But yes, the rest of it, yes.
Yeah, I think James Earl Jones. I mean, if you're a fan of Field of Dreams,
yes,
I mean, either Kevin Costner or James Earl Jones. I mean, that the way he said, "They will come, Ray. They most certainly will come." I mean, it's like iconic in movie industry.
Yes.
Bring in the cast of The Sandlot for the little stories in the
I
end.
was gonna say.
Of course.
If you're a fan of Field of Dreams or The Sandlot, you'll still choose James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and, of course, for being part of the herd. We love you guys, and we're excited to continue building and dreaming and all of those things.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. So good to see you all. Much good to see you all.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice meeting you, Jess.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I love our herd. Everyone is cool.
I know.
Like, we're so freaking lucky.
All right. Well, that was awesome. I love them so much. I love
they're
all
so
of our
much fun.
herd.
Everyone, I mean, and I feel so lucky that I get a chance to like really intimately work with them on their books and get in there. And I had another editor tell me I was crazy because she's like, you collaborate with them? You don't just do it all and then give it to them? I'm like, no way. What if they don't like the way I'm doing something? We learn from each other in the process, you know? So, and it makes it a little bit more fun instead of just kind of sitting around waiting, twiddling your thumbs.
I'm always telling you that. You're like kicking yourself for taking too long or for doing too much. And I'm like, they're not going to get this anywhere else. So you get a lot for editing with us. So if you have something you need edited, get in line. But let's jump into our Beastie Besties corner. We were talking about this when I visited, which we had such a great visit.
No, it was awesome. It was so much fun. And, you know, living in Colorado, there was just one thing that was so huge that Laura taught me that I've been trying to problem solve this for months. And I don't know how it is where y'all are for winter, but my bed is freezing cold when I get into it. And I was looking into like heated mattress pads and things like this. And then this little unicorn comes in town. She's like, just throw a regular heating pad in there. It'll warm it up just fine. $20, got a heating pad. It feels like a soft little beautiful blankie right in there. I've not gotten in a cold bed in weeks. Thank you.
Yes, when I moved from Florida to Syracuse, I was like, no, I can't. I have a tea cozy. So there's this thing that you can put your teacup on and it turns on when you put the weight on it and it will keep your tea warm forever. So game changer number 1. Number 2, heated toilet seat.
Well, those are great.
Must have. And then number 3 was that heating pad. I just happened to have like I had some back problems a couple years ago and I was thankfully grateful they are gone. But I had this heating pad left over from that. And so I needed it and it works. You don't need to be covered because you'll wake up 2 hours into it, like sweating, at least I do. And so I just need something to warm me up while I get in the bed. And like, just like you said, like in the olden days when you used to put a pot of coal in the bed before you get in it, it's a similar concept. I probably learned it from Little House on the Prairie, if we're being honest.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, and I had to laugh too, because whatever it was 20 or 25 years ago when you were living in Ireland and you taught me your hairdryer to warm up a cold room trick.
Yes.
And because this house is, I don't know if this is an addition on this backside or what, but it is freezing in here. So you heard me running the hairdryer. I'm like, yeah, you taught me that one too, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, that one you have to be cautionary with, but
yeah, not in the bed.
It really works.
And I think they have a warning on the label, like, do not use while sleeping. It's like, no, that's fair.
So don't put it in the shower. You just put it in the room before you get in, and it warms up the room. And actually, it works probably better. I had a little tiny ceramic heater in my last little tiny bathroom, and I think the hairdryer probably works faster than that does.
It's ridiculous and awesome.
So yeah, you will always catch me finding the tricks to stay warm in winter. And then now I moved into this apartment that has a boiler, which is new to me, but I'm never cold. It's on all the time. You may hear it hissing in the background every once in a while. It sounds sometimes like someone is just banging on pipes as the heat or steam comes up, but it's great.
I'm freezing right now.
I feel
this
like
house is chilly.
I've elevated my heat situation.
That's another reason why I'm so excited to move into my my home this week, is because I had the thermometer set at 60 and it's still, the basement isn't cold. It's not that cold over there. It's so cold. I can't wait.
That's awesome. But yeah, you've taught me things too. Like these are besties things, Beastie Besties. You've been friends forever. Like there are just things that you're gonna do and know. And I take showers every other day because I'm a greaseball. And for the longest time, I'd be like, ugh, day 2, my face is broken out because the grease is coming from my bangs and whatever. You told me one time, like, I just wash my bangs. And I'm like, what? That's brilliant. So now day 2, I just wash my bangs. the rest of my hair because I was getting, I'm older, it's getting frizzy and stuff, and I'm like, I need this to like smooth. And part of the problem is I'm washing every day, so it's drying out. And I was just like, so washing my bangs has completely changed like my hair, and I love it.
Oh my gosh. And meanwhile, I'm over here and it's so dry. And some days I'll be like, did I shower today? Yeah. Oh, oops.
But yeah, I don't know. I've learned some other things I've learned from you. I will not share publicly. And there's just, but I think the
Fair.
bangs thing is the thing that are you thinking now with winter with the heating pad? I think about the bangs. I think about you every time I wash my bangs.
Yeah. I mean, it's the little things in life, as we say. I mean, and it was so funny, just in going to go see a movie we've seen a million times together before, right? And a gentleman came down, and I think his wife, because it's Labyrinth, so it's popular and it's reserved seating. I believe his wife was a few rows ahead of us, and he was sitting next to us. And just hearing the random things people would laugh at, and then thinking back to like, you and I, when we laughed at, I'm sure many of you have seen the Labyrinth, but when the junk lady's trying to distract Sarah, and she's like, what about this? And she says that, and we both just busted out laughing. I found that part funny before. But it reminds me of all the silly little ridiculous things. Like, I think the one that always comes to mind for me is Little Rascals. Like, I saw you my pickle for a nickel. How about 2 cents?
How about
Like,
2 cents?
we've said that forever. And just those little things that when you're friends with someone for so long, those inside jokes and those little parts that we've just really imprinted on each other over the years are so,
Yes.
it's awesome.
Which brings us to the coup d'etat of today's show.
Ooh, yes,
our
I'm
Beastie
excited about
Besties
this.
story. Okay, so
Oh.
this is something that we want to do from the beginning. So if you have a Beastie Bestie that you've done something with, hiked the Appalachian Trail like Rand and his brother, or if you have started a business or just anything, two best friends, and you did it because you are best friends and that made it magical, you can fill out the form on our website on the podcast page. But I have one from my friends Jason and Rich. Jason Solaro and Rich Hammond, I met when I was working at EPC, and I was an environmental scientist, but I also love tech. I used to code. And so they are the smartest, nerdiest dudes, and working at the Water Atlas at USF, which they aggregate data from all over the world, but mostly Florida, to pull together where everyday people can pull science information and put it into maps or reports or whatever they need to do with it. But I started going to board game nights with them. And since then, they have just taken board games to another level. They had been buying them all. They could start their own store. And then there was a store that opened and they would spend lots of time there. But anyway, they have submitted a story for us, and so I would like to share with you, and Jess is hearing this for the first time.
I've never heard this before, and I've heard a lot about these guys, and I'm really excited because they sound awesome.
Yeah, Jason and Rich and this whole crew from Water Atlas, my friend Keith, they're just amazing people, and I'm excited to share this story. So
buckle up, huh?
Yeah. So here it goes. Their wildebeest moments, which is their biggest, scariest, or coolest thing that they've tackled together. So we worked together for years, and one day we discovered board games thanks to Will Wheaton's YouTube show Tabletop. So they started playing board games at work, and then they started buying games, and then work days basically turned into them playing board games and sneaking in little bits of work. You can see the best friend elements here already. So fast forward a few years, and they're doing a deep dive into the hobby. Rich thinks it would be really useful to aggregate YouTuber reviews, best of list of the years, into a website. Again, they are using the knowledge they have as uber nerds and coders, data people, to do this. And so mostly they just wanted to help him weed through the noise and find the great games of the years that they could buy. So Jason knows a thing or two about making websites, and he has time. And so they work together in creating something called boardgameoftheyear.org. So check it out if you're into board games or want to know what's hot this year. And so the first year's winner was noticed by the designer of the game, and I guess they're giving people a badge. So the BGOTY badge was added to his actual game box, which is really awesome. And so next we ask you, what is your struggle? What is together as Beastie Besties? There's got to be a struggle. Every story has a struggle. So what did you guys face together, and how did you keep it going? The biggest struggle the pair faced is Jason has feelings and Rich expresses very little. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Not working together every day has likely helped Jason wear his emotions on his sleeve and can get offended with ease. So Rich has entered into many serious, uncomfortable conversations to maintain the relationship. Jason has learned to have thicker skin and communicate better. Keeping a friendship going for 20 years is hard work and takes compromises and patience.
100%. And I think we just had that conversation, you know, because like we always say, you're nonfiction, I'm nonsense. And with your scientific background and stuff, like there'd be some things you'd just say directly and then I'd take it personally. And so I had to realize like, this is not anything to do with me. Like, put your soft side aside for a second, like put your ego down and just go like, no, that's just
right.
how she talks.
I'm Rich, and you're Jason.
Yeah.
And then the inside joke. Tell us one phrase or joke, because you're not Beastie Besties if you don't have an inside something. Like,
oh yeah, we got a lot of them.
What is this?
What about this?
How about this? So CD said,
oh please no.
CD, it makes them laugh just seeing it written in shorthand for calm down. It comes from a YouTube video from the Whitest Kids You Know, Canadian skit comedy group. And we have our own favorite comedy skit group. And so he sent me the video. I had not seen it before. It's basically a parody of Abe Lincoln's assassination. And he texted me and he had said, maybe only Rich and I think this is funny. And I did laugh, but I was like, wow, I'll stick with Kids in the Hall.
Oh my gosh. I'll have to check that out. I just remember back in the day, I don't like, you know, these kids, we were in Florida, we were bored, we were looking for ways to get into trouble. And like, that might have been like borrowing stickers from businesses, you know, like rolls of stickers. And somehow Pickle and Jason and those guys got their hands on those little blue NSF stickers and they kept putting them on everything and they'd say, not so fast. And they like put it on a turtle that they had and just all that like... And like, so every time I see NSF, I just think, not so fast. That's awesome. I'm going to have to check out the Whitest Kids. The Whitest Kids You Know it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
So I love that they have their own secret code because that is Beastie Besties behavior. And then lastly, what's your secret sauce to successful entrepreneur of Beastie Besties partnership? And so they said it's all about respect and jokes. When tension arrives, if the jokes don't fix it, then at least you've got the underlying respect to see you through.
Oh, that's perfect. Wow. I want to meet these guys. I know you invited me to board game nights. I love board game nights.
Yes. Every time I go to Florida, I'm like, can we please have a board game night? But we're all older now and there's kids and soccer games and all of that. But anyway, I appreciate you, Jason and Rich, for taking the time to put this together and share a story with us. And if you're listening and you thought that was fun, please share us yours.
Please. No, we love this. We live for this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, and that brings us, I think, to the conclusion of today's episode.
Yes, well, it's been a fun hang, y'all. Please let us know what you're up to and how you and your besties get along, what you're doing in your pillow forts and all those things. And over to you, Laura.
Yeah, we're going to send you off with a reminder to always be yourself, run wild, and take leaps. And
don't forget to high-five your homies and pen your pages. Virtual! Another really dumb inside joke of ours.
Oh my god. Bye.
Bye. Kisses.